Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Russian offensive, which as of now doesn't seem to be an offensive by all standards. Yes, the war is going on. Yes, the Russians are intensifying their shelling of Ukrainian defenses. Yes, they're trying in Avdiivka, Bakhmut, Liman, and Vuhledar to advance, but it's nothing really, how should I put it, majestic, something, oh my God, look at that. But what I see here in this article coming from the Ukrainian side is that the Russians might try to invade through Chernihiv. Chernihiv is one of the northeast oblasts by Belarus, and the Ukrainians report that the Russians move some military convoys that way. And they think it might be a false flag operation or an invasion. Well, let's see what this Ukrainian article has to say. So I have this article from, as I said, Ukrainian media outlet, Ukrinform, from today, February 23rd, 2023. And the title is Ukraine records movement of Russian military convoys near Chernihiv region. So let's see where the Chernihiv region is. So this is a Russian map with an updated of the conflict. And Chernihiv is here, well, by the Russian, they call it Chernigov, but this is the Chernihiv Oblast, the region. Here is Sumy region, so must be on this area, but it doesn't say yet if it is in Belarus. This part right here belongs to Belarus, so must be in this area here. As you can see here, the Ukrainians attacked Kursk Oblast, also Belgorod, right here, Oblast, and this is where the main front is. Again, where's the blue little dots, there is the Ukrainians' attacks. Whereas that black dots right here with automatic weapons, the Kalashnikovs here, these are where they meet face to face. So let's see what this article has to say. Russian invaders are preparing for possible provocations on the first anniversary of their full-scale invasion of Ukraine in order to accuse Ukrainian defenders of violating territorial integrity. Well, I don't know. I look at this map right here, and I can see right here in Sumy, and if I push on this, regional governor Roman Strovoit reported that the village's outskirts had become under fire. No casualties or major damage reported. So these are the Ukrainians attacking but not moving forces in. And this is where the Russians, according to the Ukrainians, are trying to organize maybe a false flag operation. According to Ukrinform, Ukraine's North Operational Command said this on Telegram post. The Russians are preparing for possible provocations on the territorial anniversary of their full-scale offensive. It is likely that their goal is to accuse the Ukrainian defenders of violating territorial integrity. So, I don't know what that is the problem. That's according to intelligence data, which recorded the movement of columns of military equipment in the area of the border with Chernihiv region without identification marks and with manpower dressed in pixel uniforms, similar to the uniforms of the armed forces of Ukraine. The report reads, according to the North Operational Command, and I'm quoting, the defense forces of the Sivershchnya sector keep the situation under control and, unlike enemy troops, have never resorted to provocation and never pursued such a goal, end quote. Yeah, because there's not a war over there. Yeah, okay. And I'm quoting, each soldier observes the generally accepted rules of warfare, not encroaching on foreign territories, but exclusively protecting their native land from an insolent and insidious enemy, the command said. Well, how should I put it mildly? Or why should I put it mildly? Anyway, I don't believe that while you are at war, you really are able to hold your horses in being human. That's my personal appreciation or assessment of that. Now, I don't know what the big deal is with this thing. Oh, we would not attack. We're not. Well, maybe they try to say that. Oh, well, the only thing that we do, Ukrainians, we're just pushing the Russians back and regain, liberate our territories that the Russians occupied due to the referenda conducted by the population in those areas. So we will go with force and overthrow or destroy the will of the people. So because that's the way it's done in democracies. But hey, what can you do? So I'm guessing they say, well, once we get to the border of Ukraine and Russia, that was prior to February 24th of 2022, then we just, put the AK-47 on the rack again, and we stop fighting, and then everything's gonna be gonna take our war clothes, and we're gonna get the suits, and we're gonna negotiate. Now we're gonna be businessmen. Well, that is in the movies, and this is in cartoons. We are in real life. In real life, when they tell me general rules of war, yeah, okay, that's kind of like a suggestion. Believe me. If you don't believe me, I hope you don't get into a real circumstance like this and see how when you're under stress and under enemy's fire, you will just behave like a gentleman. I don't believe that a bit. I give it 0.0001% that people do that. But hey, what do I know? But that's my assessment of the situation. It's like when you go you walk down the street and a guy attacks you, or let's say 5 guys attack you, so make it a little bit more dramatic, and you will not kick them in the balls, or you're not going to poke them in the eye, or you're not going to hit them in the neck, or you're not going to hit them in the backbone or something like this. All of this being very, you know what I mean, in the rule of fight is kind of like a weasel kind of thing, But when you're over there, don't tell me. And you get punched and you get kicked. Oh, I'm not gonna kick this guy in the ball because it's embarrassing. Really? While you're down there and they massacre you? I don't think so. The same. Oh, I'm not gonna hit him in the neck because if I hit him, then I can kill him. No. First, when you're in that kind of circumstance, and you keep your composure for some time if you can. But if they knock you out, you can't keep your composure anymore. So certain things from inside get released, and I can tell you that from personal experience, as much training as you have, self-control. When you get in that point, to a certain point, you throw everything to garbage, and you just react as an animal. And I don't believe that those guys, being, as I said, in those circumstances, cold, hungry, friends killed, those guys trying to kill you, see so much damage, possibly, innocent victims massacred and all that. Hear all kind of news from home and who knows what, and you say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just be. It's nice to talk, but I think it's different when you are involved. And the same. Just imagine how you are, or we can sometimes be, with people that we love, or you get an argument and then you escalate to a point that you have not thought that you get to that point, and then you regret it and say, how did I do that? Well, that's who you are at at the core, and then we put all these layers to protect ourselves and the people around us to be civilized, and then when the situation, how should I put it, overwhelms you, you revert to your animal status, and which that's what it is. And all the civilization, all the training, all the, goes out the window. And that's one of the reasons. And I'm talking about an argument with, I don't know, a spouse, or a child, or a parent, or a friend, or the neighbor, that you had a civil, conversation, have a normal relationship, get an argument, and you're losing it. That's what it is. You're losing it. So, and that's what a conversation with a weasel, or with a loved one. Imagine when you are, direct experience and fed all kind of ideas, true or not, about the enemy, how many war crimes they did, and all this and all that. I'm pretty sure that goes, so they can get you going, ahead, and now say, wait a minute, maybe we should discuss, a peace treaty with these guys, or negotiate. No. They feed you with this information so they can anger you more, and you tell me, oh, I'm not gonna move on. Yeah, prisoner or not prisoner. And you don't have to be alone, believe me. That's why when you have, for instance, the My Lai massacre, remember that one in Vietnam in 1969? It was not a guy shooting villagers, or peasants. It was not a guy. It was a whole platoon over there, more than one person. So they were like all in agreement because they were under the whole pressure. They were. And do you think that they were not civilized? They were just some strange guys over there. No, those guys before were drafted to go and fight in Vietnam, I guarantee you they were normal citizens going to drive a car, go to the store, have friends, girlfriends, and so on. But the situation was to that, like, they didn't have to, and the order. Even someone gives you the order, don't you? Are you not allowed? Are you not supposed to refuse to follow an order that it's a war crime? I think you are allowed to use your conscience in those situations. Otherwise, all those guys in Nuremberg trials would have been, you know what I mean? When they claim, well, we followed orders, it was, that was unacceptable. Now, anyway, so I think I think the big offensive that these guys are talking about, all of them are talking about, but the Russians, will occur in the next maybe days, week, and that would be probably on the whole front, including Chernihiv, but maybe not, because you see, the Russians did not, as far as I know, they did not claim Chernihiv as being theirs, or Sumy Oblast as being theirs. They had a problem with Donbass. Donbass goes down, so... But who knows, maybe the Ukrainians are right. These guys are just organizing a false flag operation. Or maybe it's the Ukrainians who are going to organize one, and they start blaming first. So they have the advantage of, hey, you got to... No, we said it first, so why would we do it? So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.